Hello, everyone. Welcome to your Football Friday live Winner Circle Sports Betting Edition. Friday, what's it? December the 5th. Holy cow. Man, it's December, Matt. We got bowl games next weekend.
I know, right?
I'll try to control myself. I was told to settle down blasting teams. I can't, but somebody tells me something, I automatically have to do it. It's kind of like when my wife tells me something. Make sure you don't say anything. Sure. Yeah, I won't say
Yeah, exactly. I'll say it louder.
Listen, you're tuning on in. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, notification bell on. You don't want to miss out on. Listen, Football Friday Live is excellent. It's great. But there's another 6 days a week, and there's plenty of free pick videos for you to choose from. College football, NFL, college hoops, player prop Thursday edition for NFL action. We're just missing you. So tune on in, put that notification bell on. Comment section open on a Friday Live. What games do you want to talk about? We got some a couple of college football games, I guess, are fairly important. It's championship Friday and Saturday. NFL, we'll recap last night's game. And probably one of those teams is probably out of the playoffs. We'll discuss that. And whatever else is on the agenda. But again, free pick videos, free picks in the live chat, our best bets, top plays from Matt Fargo, myself, and everyone at Winner Circle YouTube is available at gamblesworld.net. That's where you get all our premium action, top plays, game of the years, all that good stuff where we actually literally and physically put our money where our mouth goes with our picks. Get on board. It's early December. The monthly pass, 30 days, all sports included. Go get it. Guaranteed show you a profit. We credit you back. Or you go 3 or 7 days. You just want a weekend. Let's be honest. You're a degenerate. You like to bet. I mean, degenerate's a strong word, unless you're really, unless you embrace that. But if you're betting every day, yeah, a 30-day package is where you want to go. You're not going to just bet the weekend football, especially when football's 7 days a week, a month out of the year. Get the 30-day pass. It's the best value. It's a smart money move. It's price conducive. It breaks down, if you want to roll it that way through your ROI and your investment onto a per pick cash per play kind of thing. 30-day package, go get it. That's what I'm going to tell you to go get for the month of December. Bowl games next week. Regular NFL, college, NBA, hockey, and this weekend of, tonight and tomorrow of college football championship games. Now, no championship game last night, Matt, but we got to talk about the Cowboys and the Lions. And this is where my season has been for NFL. Dallas plus 5.5, loser, not even in the ballpark. I'm going to have a losing season, getting good numbers and still losing with them. I'll be a few games over 500, but at 50% or 51, 52%, that's definitely not slicing the bread there and putting money in my pocket. Frustrating is a kind word to how I feel when going over my numbers for the year. What is going on? And I understand. Oh, everybody's betting the Cowboys off of Kansas City game. Well, I did that before the Kansas City game, and I still lost with a good number. Normally, it would play out and it kind of win things like this. They have not panned out, and it's December now. Should I be worried?
No. That was a great number you got. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it can be frustrating. You get these awesome numbers. When you bet ahead of time like that, that's great. But I didn't really watch much of this game last night, unfortunately, so I don't have too much to say about it, other than the fact that I looked at the box score and everything. I saw the highlights, but it came down to turnovers. Turnovers. I think the yardage was pretty even, and and Dallas was just held to how many field goals? 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
5 field goals.
Yeah. He had a couple long ones. They had
yeah, right, but I see a couple.
One touchdown. I mean, it's just listen. Even if they lost, whatever. I just look at the numbers and you think you're going to get a good number, and over the long haul of a football season, they should separate and have me closer. I should be at like 57, 58%, not at 52% when you get those numbers.
Right.
It's not meant to be this year. Sometimes
I hear you.
Cooking with gas. Other times you have gas, I guess. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
no, not really. But But so I think Dallas is cooked now. They're done. I
They're
thought
out,
they were done a while ago. I think they got fortunate with the. I don't want to say. Well, I don't want to say lucky. I don't want to say that because they have played well against. They played well against KC and Philly, so I can't say they got lucky. But I just don't think they have the person. I just don't think that the personnel to make a playoff run anyway. So I think it's for the best for them to not even be in it.
The defense is a little suspect.
Right.
It has improved. You know what? You win that Arizona game, you could afford to lose this game. You lost that Arizona game, you knew you were in trouble because you had Philly, Detroit, Kansas City all in a row. Yep. Now, I mean, you need some kind of miracle with who you have coming up, which I do not have faith in the Cowboys to pull that off. I mean, stranger things has happened, though, because if you're a fan of a team and you don't want something to happen, that's exactly when it's going to happen. They're going to tease you. They'll tease you just enough that, I have a guy who goes into one of my shows. He's a Giant fan, the San Francisco baseball Giants. And he's like, they tease you just enough, like you're bad, and then all of a sudden they turn it on in September. Instead of ending 16 games back, they're right there in like a couple games out of the wild card. So you think they're good, and the ownership come in like, we just got to tweak a couple pieces here and not spend money. We just got to tweak to get over. And every year's the same thing. You're 500. You're right there, but you're not good and you're not bad. And that is what Dallas is. They're not good. They're not bad. They're just there.
Yep. I mean, they're not completely down. The upcoming schedule is doable. They can go 4-0. I mean, the toughest game is the Chargers, and it's at home. The two road games against the Giants and the Commanders, they're cooked for the season. So yeah, I mean, they can go 4-0. They can finish 10-6-1 and still possibly get in, but
it's possible.
They'll need help.
Well, that's the thing. You start looking at the standings, like where are you getting the help from? You lost the head-to-head to Carolina. That'll hurt you a little bit. You lost. Well, the Bears might actually be the 1 seed. Who knows how this plays out? I mean,
right.
It's interesting. It is interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, they'll need one of the three teams in the West, the Rams, Seahawks, or Niners, to fall, and I don't see that happening. I really don't.
No.
So,
I mean, you look at the Rams. They got who? Cardinals, Lions, Seattle, Falcons, Arizona. That's who the Rams have coming up. So they got Arizona twice. You should beat them twice. You're 8-point favorite on the road, and in the last game of the season, you're probably fighting for something. You should win. Falcons on the road, you should win.
Good.
And you'll have a little extra rest on that one, I think, because you're playing Seattle on a Thursday the week before that. So maybe they lose at that one. Maybe they lose at Seattle. Right? You're going to split versus a good team. At least I think so, right? And Seattle, had them. Yeah, I think Seattle should have had them the other day. Even though I had the Rams that day, and 14-0, like 5 minutes in, you're like, oh, this is going to be a cakewalk. Sam Darnold can't perform. Well, you know what? He was a missed field goal away from winning that thing, and he played like trash, and they're still in it. Seattle has the Falcons on the road this week. Again, should win there. Home versus the Colts. You should win there. Home versus the Rams. I'm giving them a win there. At Carolina, at Arizona to finish it up.
That's their plan to finish it up.
Yeah. Again, that's going to be a tough game. I mean, if these teams all go 3-1 down the stretch or something, we got 3. You're going to have probably 3 teams out of here, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, in San Fran, I mean, they're on a bye this week. They have Tennessee, Chicago, and Seattle all at home, and their one road game is at Indy, who's leaking oil right now. So it could come down to that last game against Seattle, hosting Seattle for the division. You never know.
It's in Detroit. Detroit's got to play these West teams still. They're 8-5. Packers, Bears 9-3, 8-3. They're battling this week. I gotta say, for as bad as I thought the NFL season was this year, like a lot of like bad teams, and again, we talk about the Bears and even Seattle or New England as like a fraudulent 9-2, 9-3 team, right? Like, these guys that good? How you got a lot of decent races going on here.
Absolutely.
I mean, the North. Lions are right back into it because one of the teams ahead of them are going to be 8-4 or 9-4. So they're like the Undertaker coming back. The 3 teams in the West all have identical records. And then you have the AFC, which is just a giant cluster. It's New England and Denver and then everybody else. And there's 2 teams you think that I could see going against both of those guys at home in the second round when they have a home, like a bye week.
I could see any of these AFC teams losing their first playoff game if they're the favorite.
Right.
I don't see a clear-cut favorite in this conference right now. I don't trust New England. They played nobody. I don't trust Denver. They played nobody. They've won so many close games. Indy was good. They're not good anymore. Jones, playing on a broken leg. The Chiefs, who knows what's going to happen with them? The Chargers are banged up. I don't trust Jacksonville. Houston,
the Chiefs and Bills. You've seen them lose. You're like, are you really going to tie your horse to that and be like, all right, we're going to ride them as a 3-point dog versus one of these teams? And let's be honest, they probably won't even be a 3-point dog. It'll probably be 2.5 because the books will be too scared to lay right. Kansas City on the road, give them +3 or Bills +3. It's not going to happen. I'd really love to see what do you think the chances of the Bengals winning the North?
We talked about that. I think it was Tuesday. I mean, they're live right now. After beating Baltimore, what are they 2 back? Baltimore just doesn't look right now. And honestly, Cincinnati going to Buffalo, they can win that game. Burrow as an underdog, his record as an underdog is incredible. And Cincinnati's got home Buffalo, so.
It's not easy. At Buffalo is not some easy task.
No, it's definitely not.
You got home versus Baltimore, and you just smack Baltimore. And listen, Lamar is nowhere near 100%, so I can see them winning that game. At Miami, home Arizona, home Cleveland. Cleveland will be tough because they'll battle because they have a defense.
Yep.
But they also might just have a second and third string rookie quarterback going there.
Mm-hmm.
In a blizzard, for all we know, in January. Who knows what that weather's going to be like. Man, if these guys go 5-0, would they – I'm wondering, would that be enough to get them there?
Baltimore has Pittsburgh twice. They're at Green Bay, at Cincy again, and then they host New England. So that's not easy. I mean, like I said, New England I think is a fraud, but they're winning. It's hard to win in this league, but they're doing it.
It's going to be a fun little month here. I didn't realize you got so you look at it like, that team stinks, they're not playing, blah blah blah. But then you start looking at the records, and then coming down the line here, man, we're going to have a lot of 500 teams in the playoffs, or
close to it. Yeah,
maybe, we could have like a 10-8 team in the Super Bowl, possibly.
Like I said, I think any one of these teams can beat any team on any given playoff game this year. I really do. And, I mean, look at don't watch out for Houston. I mean, that defense is legit, right? And their schedule, they can win in Kansas City this week. When they have Arizona, that's a win. Host the Raiders, that's a win. At the Chargers, who knows? That could be a toss-up. And then they host Indy. Their schedule's looking pretty good. You never know.
I mean,
Houston's it's gonna be a fun month. It's gonna be a real fun month.
I mean, somehow the Jets are still alive. I don't know how that works out with their 3 wins, but they're still alive. The only teams eliminated are the Raiders and the Titans.
Yeah, I don't know. The Jets are mathematically still in it. How's that possible?
Yeah.
I think because there's so many 500 teams right now. It's just the way the schedule works out.
I mean, and it's crazy because Dallas is right now the 10 seed, so they're they got that loss to Carolina, and the tie hurts them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, interesting. John's in the house. North Texas or Tulane? I just tweeted out here, and I got a little echo. Excuse me for the feedback there. So North Texas. 2.5-point favorite here in New Orleans, Yeoman Stadium. This is a home game for Tulane, by the way, and they're 2.5-point dog. They beat them last year too. I don't know how to approach this game. I think there'll be points. I think there'll be points in this game, right? North Texas is just a juggernaut. Both coaches leaving, right? One guy's going to Ohio State, the other guy's going to
Oklahoma State and Florida.
Florida?
Yep, Florida.
But the good thing, like, we were talking about this, I think yesterday, maybe it was with you. I don't know if it was with Alex and Doug or you.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did
These
it
schools,
Wednesday.
these schools, they're letting them coach because the players leave these schools. At least the 80s understand what kind of program they have, and it's not like you can't come in here and poach our guys. You get poached either way. I'm excited because I don't know if they'll be. I understand it's like signing day and they got to get this and that done, but let's be honest. Year one of a new coach coming, you might bring some guys from your old program, guys who you were kind of recruiting, maybe some guys who the old coach was recruiting at that school who say, I still want to play here. I like this school anyway. I don't know if that has all that much where I'm weighing in on my decision here. And if it is, if you think it does or doesn't, let's be honest, it'll probably help out the over part, right? Because if they're not focused and they're sloppy, everybody's going to be off their game, and it'll just be a regular kind of free for all.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime I see a free for all, it's usually chaos, and that'll generate some points when there's disorder in the streets. Like if they're not focused, I don't think the quarterbacks are going to be like, I don't know how to throw. What is this thing in my hand? Do I eat it? What is this thing? A cantaloupe? No, it's a football. It hasn't changed for the players. They're going to run out there and do their crap and put up 40 points a game like North Texas does, 46 points a game, whatever they score. I like the over. Sidewise, I got no real opinion now, but we gave this over out the other day, I think, 66 and a half. I know it was on our show or maybe a different one. I think it was our show.
It was ours, yep. Both these defenses, they're not good. They're really not good. Tulane their top line numbers look okay, but when you look at the metrics, it's not very good. So the thing with North Texas is they're very balanced. You think they're like a high powered passing team, but they're balanced. They can run the ball too. So that's what Tulane can't do. Their EPA rushing, I don't have it right in front of me, but I know it's bottom third in the country. So I think North Texas is going to have their way, but at the same token, I think Tulane can score as well. And I just think it's going to be a lot of points in this game. I really do.
There you go, John. There you go. Now, here we go. It's weird. I do not know. One comment, I don't know whether it's the YouTube thing. I had problems today on the YouTube doing stuff. A lot of times we have more comments, but that's fine. We could talk about it amongst ourselves here. Anything you like here on Friday? I don't know what you have up on the sites today. You got something on the site for Friday here at all or no?
Yeah, I have a couple of these games. But we can talk about whatever you want. No problem.
All right, so Kennesaw Jackson. So many rematches this weekend.
Yeah,
it is like rematch central. Which
I think there's 9 of them, right? Or no, 6 rematch. Yeah, 6 of them. 6.
Is it shocking? No. If you're a good team, you should have like one loss. It'll be to the second best team in the conference, right? Because we got the Jacksonville rematch here. Boise's a rematch. BYU's a rematch. Miami, Ohio's a rematch. Georgia, Alabama's rematch. And is that it?
Duke, Virginia. I think Duke, Virginia is too. I didn't touch that game, so I didn't really look into it too much. I think they played earlier this year.
I got to say here, and this is another one, Kennesaw and Jacksonville State. Home team underdog. Home team underdog. And I think it makes sense. I had Jacksonville State in their first meeting. They were like a 2 or 3 point dog. And they won. They had like, I think, 5 turnovers.
Right.
I saw somebody tweet out from the last time they played. It was like a Hail Mary at the end of the first half. It like deflected into, again, a touchdown for them. A lot of things went right in that game. A lot of things went right. I actually got a Kennesaw here minus a plus 1.5. So the line is flipped to the Owls here. And I like it. I'd still lay it 2.5 here with Kennesaw. I think they win again. Home team, a home dog with the win already this year, and I think they beat them last year too. It's not so it's a weird one there. I'll follow the quote unquote the smart money and the sharper play there with Kennesaw. Although I just saw it just dropped to 2 right now at Penny.
Yeah, I'm with you with Kennesaw. They had 4 turnovers that first meeting. They're not a turnover-prone team. They only had 9 in their other 11 games. So they don't turn the ball over. It was just a fluke game. I think it was a fluke game for them. Two teams who are supposed to finish at the bottom of the conference are actually played in the championship.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But
I'm gonna lose a. I'll have a negative. I got a Liberty plus 140 in my basket on one of my shops. That'll be rated a loser tonight. Liberty definitely did not take the Conference USA.
What a disappointment that team was this year. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
I bet on them so many times this year. They did they go 0-12 against the spread? I swear to God.
John says Kennesaw can't stop the run. I don't know. They did last time. The problem is they couldn't stop their own turnovers. If you think he's going to run, take the over. I mean, 60.5. If you think he's going to score, Kennesaw's going to put points on the board, man. Kennesaw's tough. Stop Gio was in the house. Yeah, it was delayed. I don't know what's wrong with it. Did not go out. Yep, I was on for like 10 minutes. I had no views. Just I'm sure there's $1 bill this week in the NFL. 6-point teaser: Seattle and the Ravens pick 'em. Listen, I'm all for Seattle. I'd lay 7.5. I'd lay 10 with Seattle. I would. Cousins, a shell of himself, right? I mean, that guy could have been if I say a borderline Hall of Famer there, man, people probably like I'm crazy. Stat-wise, the guy put up numbers. He was a solid pro for a long time. Now he's a shell of that guy. He's old, and he got old fast. They had, 4 interceptions, a couple defensive touchdowns last week versus the rookie. I can see them doing the same thing here to the veteran. Maybe they're not scoring 14, 21 points on defense. Maybe they score 7, but still have 3 possessions on the other side of the 50 because of turnovers or fumble, however the case may be. The defense makes plays for Seattle.
Yep.
I mean, I think the last 2 weeks, right? Because I think when did they play? Who did play before that? And they had a couple scooping scores.
Arizona.
Was it Arizona? Maybe.
Arizona. They scored 2 defensive touchdowns in the first quarter.
Right?
I think so.
Yeah, back to back or whatever. Yeah, I mean, dude, the defense creates some havoc.
Yeah.
I'd lay 10 with Seattle. I don't care. I think Seattle's gonna. And a bad spot. I get it. Cross country. But Atlanta, who the hell's Atlanta? Come on, these people are all over.
Right. I think I like Seattle. I like Seattle on the tees, definitely. I think it's gonna be close. The reason I say that is a couple teams have shown how they can stop Darnold, and that's with pressure. And Atlanta can apply a lot of pressure on the quarterback. So I think the Atlanta defense can slow them down enough to keep it sort of close. And I think Atlanta's going to try to pound the ball with Robinson as much as they can, just to keep the clock running, shorten the game.
I don't know. I mean, I look at
it's a tough one for me. Just the 7 points at home, man. It's like laying that on the road. Seattle's been great on the East Coast. Don't get me wrong. So, but I think Atlanta can slow them down just a little bit. And Darnold's not healthy. I think he has an ankle injury or something.
He's 50. The guy's an art member. I mean, come on. He probably gets a letter from the AARP once a week. I mean, 27 to the Jets, 30 to the Panthers, 31 to the Colts, 24 to the Patriots, 34 to the Dolphins. I don't know. 27 to the Commies with a backup quarterback. I think Seattle's going 30 in this one.
Very possible.
I'm against it.
For the other side, I like Baltimore. Pittsburgh is done. I think Pittsburgh's done. The internal what's going on right now.
I saw that Lamar went to questionable for Sunday because he missed practice yesterday. And then I was like, oh boy, because I got the Ravens this weekend. And he's banged up. We're talking about him, right? The other day, we're like, he's definitely not anywhere near 100%. He's a shell of himself. And I feel like I'm going to get the old rug pulled out of me here taking Baltimore because this is a spot where Rodgers pulls a rabbit out of his hat and it's like a 3-point game instead of him being garbage time, meaningless compiler at this stage of his career. I still like him. I mean, listen, you got to pick him and one with 2 teams that are touchdown faves at home. Not at home for Seattle, but I like him -10. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a winner in my book.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, this was always a take for the underdog. The underdog since 2005 in the series was 29. I think it was 29, 12, and 3 against the number. That's crazy, But now it's different. Pittsburgh is different now. I think Tomlin has to go. I think he needs to change the scenery. I think Pittsburgh needs to change the scenery.
Good coach.
Rodgers can't throw the ball downfield anymore. He's banged up. Pittsburgh, I just don't. No.
Sometimes you just need a change. Like he's been there for so long to get it. Cowers, they Chuck Noll to cower to this guy, and he's won. It's tough to get rid of a guy who, granted, he's going 9-8 or 8-8 or whatever.
Right.
How do you get rid of the guy who you're still a playoff team? I mean, look at these. 9 of the last 10 of these games have gone under, too, by the way.
Yep.
A lot of unders. I'll not be shocked at an under in this one either. Let me pull up this.
42.5, 43.
That's the odds logic got this right now. 42.5 line. There's a 43 out there. But basically 42.5. Pretty much. Yeah, I could do an under in this game as well. We got a team that scored 34. Did it go? That's the game that went over. I would say 34-17 is an under. No, it was an under. That was an over game, that one. 28-14 under, 18-16, 17-10, 17-10, 16-13, 16-14, 16-13, 2019, 19-14. Steelers won 7-10 here, too, going back. And this is when the Ravens were pretty good in 23-24.
Yeah. I mean, that's when the Steelers were pretty good, too, though. I don't think they're good right now. I really don't.
16-30. Who? Kenny Pickett running the show for the Steelers back then. That's who's winning. Kenny Pickett. In case people are wondering. It was Kenny Pickett in one game in 2023. How about the first game? Was it Kenny Pickett as well? Kenny Pickett beating Tyler Huntley. 18-16. Russell Wilson. 200 yards and interception beating Lamar. Unbelievable. Is it time? It's time for listen, Baltimore. Get this. You've won the last 2. But still, 7-10 to these guys, 9-10 to the under. Yeesh. Gio says he's locked in the Redskins, Washington. I like why. How the heck are you taking Minnesota? And I know it's, this is probably like a play everybody gets buried on because you watch Minnesota were crap last week with who's that? Bowser was the quarterback or whoever, right?
Rosmer, yeah.
Rosmer, Bowser, who's like Shanana. People will be like, what the hell, Shanana? Yeah, that's it. First of all, the reason why me and Matt know that because that's like a 50s band. It was just a joke back from I don't know what generation that was. It was like, yeah, he's been so. Again, and we said this last week. How does that line go to 7-10? You couldn't be worse than McCarthy, but he was apparently. He was worse when he saw him pick 6. See, he was worse.
Yep.
And now you're going back to McCarthy. You said he wasn't healthy, and he was healthy, right? Because the whole thing when he was like jumping over the guy, slide into him, like, oh, you got a bad leg. The guy's doing, he's touching the top of the backboard, jumping out of this guy, diving into him. He had a concussion. Now he's ready to go. He's ready to go have a concussion. Washington has still lost, 7 in a row? They're not a good team.
No, they're not.
But here's the spot. Listen, they went for 2 good. You've got no wins. Go for the win. You can win this game. Daniels, I think, is clear to play in this. Maybe he plays half a game. Maybe he can't perform and they go back to Mariota. I got guys on the Redskins or Washington Commanders here who playing for contracts, right? You're in a bad year. You got to look, this isn't a team I don't think it's checked out, right? Sometimes look at a team with 3 wins. It could be a checked out team, especially this squad. I could look at it as, you know what? Where are they going? They don't care, right? They lost their quarterback. They're not looking good. Mm-hmm. He's going to try to come back. That's got to give a little bump to them emotionally.
Yeah.
And I am no way going to be anywhere near betting money on the Minnesota Vikings. That is not happening.
No, I agree. And the players, they like Quinn. He's definitely a player's coach, and they are going to play for him all the way through week 17, no doubt about it. And like you said, these players, they're playing for the future. They're not going to tank. They're not going to give up. They're playing for a salary, so they're going to keep playing hard.
Again, are there going to be spots where you can think a team's just toast and be like, I don't want to get into them? Yes. I don't think this is one of those spots.
No, I agree with that.
Danny Boy's in house. Guesses or props? Yeah, we had some good winners in that one last night, Danny. We had who? We had the
nice.
Gibby over 32.5 receiving yards. His rushing receiving yards, I think, were 120. I don't know if it got there. I told you to ladder up Dak from 270 at his base to over 300 at plus 185. We did have Jameson Williams. Did he get to 100 yards? I don't know. I mean, I think like 95 yards was plus 155 or something, 98 yards. So, yeah, we had a couple good ones, Danny. Thanks for tuning in.
Nice.
Pickens catches, ends with 5. Dogs, man, don't get me started on Pickens. I had so many Pickens. I had a crazy parlay with him in, and it was 50 for like 1,500. All he had to do is have 98 yards. I'm thinking he's going to have 100 and a touchdown. He couldn't do anything. Everything else cashed. The Gibby's yardages, Gibby touchdown. No, this guy couldn't do nothing for me, Pickens.
He was targeted 9 times too. Wow.
Yeah.
He's pretty reliable. He's got some good hands. I see. Like I said, I didn't watch much of the game, so I couldn't tell you if he was dropping balls or if they were off target or not. But man, with 9 targets, only 5 receptions. Eesh.
Branch is out. Yep. Torn Achilles. Lion safety. Big loss. Chicago, Green Bay. John Putnam likes the Bears. I'm with you on the Bears. And this is really, for me, I guess I'm throwing up the little white flag here on the Bears. Like, hey, my under's gone on them all year. They are 9-3. I can knock them all I want. They just win games. You're going to give me 6.5 with Green Bay, who I've seen. All right, he came out like pants on fire against Detroit, which is kind of why I like Dallas. I had down like, if that's the way Detroit's going to look over that Giant game, and this is a big revenge versus a rival and a lot on the line. If that's how you're looking there, I did not like them at all last night. So with Green Bay, okay, they came out pants on fire. Let's look at some of these other games they played, though, Matt. And I can't get the Panther game out of my head, or a crappy Arizona team taking a lead on them, or Dallas dropping 40 on them, or the Cleveland game, where Chicago just kind of like – I don't want to say that it's wrong saying they're not good because they're freaking 9-3, and Caleb Williams has improved. He doesn't look terrible. The offense puts points on the board. 6.5. Sign me up. I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah, you can't lay that with Green Bay. I agree with that. I've been anti-Chicago most of the year. They've gotten very, very lucky in a lot of these games with these come from behind wins and stuff. But they win, and I think coming into the season, we were concerned about, how Ben Johnson's going to be as a head coach. Is he just a coordinator or is he an actual head coach? I think he's making the difference here. And like you just mentioned, that Williams is getting better as the season goes along, and he is. And I think Chicago's going to run the ball very effectively here. They're number 4 in rushing EPA on offense. I think they can jam it down the Packers' throats in this one. And
since week 3,
remember we were talking about this for the Thanksgiving show about Green Bay, who their best win was going into the Thanksgiving game.
They beat Detroit week 1. They beat Washington week 2.
Yep, and that's it. That was it. And they beat Detroit again. But
how about since those first 2 games? So week 3. 2-6 ATS as a favorite, Green Bay. 2-6.
Yep.
2-6. John says no Minnesota. Yeah, absolutely no. No, thank you.
Nope.
Yep. What Jordan loves to shop. Let's, what we talked about a couple NFL games. We haven't given out any NFL. So we did Washington, Seattle. This game here, Chicago. You want to do Chicago as a show pick?
Let's do it.
Would you be down with some Bears plus 6.5? There you go. Our first NFL Bears plus 6.5. And you know what? We gave out the North Texas one already. Anything else you want to talk on this Friday night game? Or you want to jump into some Saturday college football? You got a strong opinion on anything tonight? With that one that's done on Gambler's World. So if you don't want to give that one, that's all right.
What do you think about James Madison Troy? Do you have that game? I don't.
I think it's an over. I mean, you're laying 23. I know Troy can't score a lick, but in this kind of scenario, I think Madison's going to want style points. We got to go back to like 1986 style ball.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yep.
Right?
I mean, that's their only chance right now. They need style points, whether it will help or not. But winning a 7-point game is going to do no good. Why not win by 30? Put up 60. They can do it.
Yeah. Over 46.5. Again, they're laying 23.5 here. I believe they have won in their season this year. I thought I saw something that out of their wins, they're like, whatever the spread is, they're still beating the line by almost like 10 points or something.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, and if I'm laying 23 and they say they're going to win, or 23.5, so I have to have a minimum of 34 already if that's the way they're winning games.
Yeah.
And if Troy puts up their usual 10, now I'm at 44 just alone on them. 44 points for 1 2, which is, I won't be shocked at a 44-10, 47-14. They got to score 40 plus regardless, I think. That's my thought on it. Like, if they're going to score, they have to score, right? They need the points. They need the style points, not just points in general.
Yeah.
So I think they're good for between 40 and 50 automatically. Why wouldn't I like the over?
Yeah, Troy's defense is okay, but I don't think they can stop this team. I mean, they're just rolling right now.
Really? Is it the only way this one stays under is if it's 44-0? And if you think it's going to be 44-0, you know what? Put in the exact score and then do something else after. Take the over anyway, because 44-0 as an exacto will probably play pretty well.
Yeah,
but I think Madison's going to put up points.
Yeah, I mean they went under for 4 straight September, October, and since then they are 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1 to the over. So yeah.
I'm looking to see here on DK here. We got a little. I'm trying to see where the team total is here on this one.
For James Madison, 35.5, 34.5, 35.5.
34.5 minus 115. I mean, 39 will get to 115.5. That's as high as it goes, 39.5.
Yeah, if you can play a team total with whoever you're betting with, I suggest doing that with James Madison. That's
I like that over too. I think it's a good spot for a team total over, and just in general.
Yeah.
Again, I think they got to score. They have to score 40. I think to safely cover this number when you're laying 23. Right? I mean, even if this team scores 10, there's still a back. You give Troy 10, 13 points, there's still a backdoor score away from covering. So you need 40. They need 40 points minimal. I'm going to grab alternate plus 155.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what? I'm making that a pick here. Maddie team total over 39.5 plus 155. Here's an added bonus. All right, Saturday action. Rematch number 1, BYU Texas Tech, high noon in Arlington, Dallas. I think Tech's just going to take care of business. Why? It's taken me 39 minutes to rant a bit. The fact that BYU was just blatantly not even talked about as a team that could still make the playoff when the Big Ten loser is going to make it. Again, they only have 1 loss. a big SEC loser is going to make it, and if it's Georgia, they have 2 losses, and if it's Alabama, it'll be a 3-loss Alabama team. But BYU, who's going to possibly have 2 losses, and I think they do lose, to the number 3 team in the country twice, nothing. It's just forget it. They're not even in the conversation because, God forbid, Alabama doesn't get in twice in a row when we actually built this playoff so Alabama can be in every single year. And now they're on the verge of being left out for the 2nd straight year if they get dealt a 3rd loss. I don't care that, it's an SEC championship game. You lost to Georgia. You lost to Florida State as a 17-point road favorite. If Texas can't get in with their 9-3 record because they're not in the SEC tournament or SEC championship game, neither should you, because the team they lost to in Florida beat your Florida State team. So if you want to play that stupid little connected dot game, right? Oh, they got a bad loss. Florida State's got the worst. That's the best win. Again, it just goes back to BYU, I think. Totally disrespected.
I agree. And what about Notre Dame? Look, if BYU loses, Notre Dame's in. I don't agree with that. I think BYU should have. They played in the Big 12. Notre Dame's played no one.
I mean, you want to say they played USC? Okay, I'll give you USC.
The first 2 losses, yes, Miami and A&M, sure, and USC. Other than that,
Miami and USC 3. Dude, I remember taking Utah over BYU because I'm like, man, they're trying to get you. BYU's undefeated and they're a home underdog, and they smacked Utah in that game. Like, again, they've actually played ranked teams.
I mean, if BYU gets blown out against Tech, which I don't think they will, I think it's going to be a closer game than many are anticipating. But if they can keep this game close, they have every right to stay right where they are. Where are they? Number 11, right? I think number 11.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the Big 12 records for conference. I mean, Utah, Houston, Arizona are all ranked teams. They're all ranked teams. And they get 0 respect for beating them. It's wrong.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be closer than what the line is say. I like BYU. They got blown out in the first meeting, but that was due to turnovers. And it was due to turnovers, and they fell behind early, and they got out of their game plan. And if they can keep this one clean and keep their plan going, they can keep this one close. I think it should be a great game.
I mean, the first game, 29-7. And it looked like Tech was just toying with them in that game. And Tech's a team, I think, that's been in their wins. I think they're winning by like 22 points a game in conference play or something ridiculous. Texas Tech's a underrated kind of squad. I don't think people – again, it's the Big 12, so they kind of get like looked at like, oh, it's the Big 12. You guys don't do anything there. And, oh, by the way, you lost at Arizona State. Bro, Arizona State scored a touchdown with 30 seconds left to win that game. I mean, come on.
So going back to that first meeting, BYU was outgained by only 113 yards. They forced 5 Tech field goals.
Yep.
Three of those were on scoring drives that combined for 2 total yards. So they're playing on short field. Texas Tech was playing on short field for most of the game. So
they had, I think, like 4 turnovers. So that's why it was. And that's the thing. Like Tech, they were settling for field goals where. You're in control of a game like that. And listen, I Tech that day laying, I think 10. I think they were laying in that game. 9.5, 10 went up. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I said, they've been controlling this game the entire time, and somewhere is going to be like a backdoor BYU score here to cover this number because they just look like they're just playing for the win. Like, all right, we'll knock off BYU, and that's it. There was no urgency to get to the end zone. It was just if half of those go for touchdown, now you're at 40 points though. That's the thing, If 2 field goals become 2 touchdowns, now it's 41-9.
This is another game where it's going to come down to turnovers. I think, like you mentioned, BYU had 4 in that game. I'm looking at their schedule and their numbers. Seven games this year. They didn't. 7 games this year. They did not commit one turnover, so they don't turn the ball over much at all.
Yeah,
it was another fluke game where, just like Kennesaw, where the turnovers killed them.
Tech was favored, I think, to win the Big 12, or they were one of the top right up there.
They were,
right?
yeah.
They were top 2 or 3 teams.
Mm-hmm.
And BYU was at the bottom, right? They're like, all right, we got a young quarterback here. We'll see what happens. Already a great year for BYU. You're going to go to a bowl game, you're going to win 10 games. That's number one. You found a quote-unquote kind of franchise quarterback here with this freshman. Looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And the icing on their cake, which is a real cake, not a dog poop cake, is that you just kept your coach when Penn State comes in here to try swinging. They're wanging in their face. Like, look at this. We're Penn State. Come and play for us. He's like, no, I'm going to stay at BYU.
Yep.
They're feeling pretty good about themselves. For sure. Miami, Western Michigan. We talked about this on one show already. Excuse for yawning. Over 43.5 was the play with Doug and Alex the other day. I don't know if you have a sidewise answer to that, or do you don't have to really give that one out there. I saved everybody from watching another video. So if you haven't, you better hit the like button on this video because I just gave you that video pick. Got anything or no?
I have nothing on this game. The MAC just you know what I hate about the MAC? You know what I really hate about? They have improved their brand throughout the years, playing matching, right? Tuesday, Wednesday. They're getting the exposure out there, which is great. And what do they do for the championship game? They go into a dome in Detroit. Come on, play in the elements.
Playing a nice neutral somewhere in the snow?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they want to get some people involved. They want to get some fans in the stands.
Yeah, I know. I get it. But at the same time, it's like
Doug brought up a good point. He's like, the last time Western Michigan was in a championship game in 2016, it was their most fans at the stadium, like 46,000. So I went back. I'm looking at the MAC championship games, whether it was Central or Western, whatever Michigan school is in that thing, like double the attendance. There's always 10,000 more fans or more because it's a Michigan school's there. So take that for what it's worth there in that game, folks. John says Madison going over. Yeah, they're going over the team total. That's why I like that. Yep. Magic Brown was watching FIFA. What is that? FIFA. Boise laying the points. Yeah, we didn't really touch on this one here against UNLV. It's in, you got 5. I mean, you could have had 3. You could have had 2 in this Magic. I don't know if this game's getting out of hand with this number here. I mean, people are betting like they know it's over, and Boise won 42-16 or something. You got thoughts on this one? I got nothing on this game.
Well,
I'm kicking myself when Boise came out as like a 2-point favorite. I'm like, why is this? I'm like, they're playing on their own home turf. What are we doing here? They can't even lay a field goal, and now it's 5.
Yeah. Well, Boise State, they're getting their starting quarterback back. Madsen, he's coming back from missing, I think, at least 2 games, maybe it was 3. So that's definitely beneficial. So these teams met. Let's see, they met 7 weeks ago. Wait, hold on, let me do my math. 7 weeks ago, in this stadium, Boise was minus 13. Now they're only minus 4.5, 5.
I don't get it.
That makes no sense to me. Yes, UNLV, what are they, 10-2? Had a great year under Dan Mullen's first year, no doubt about it.
I'm just thinking, is it because you got a quarterback who's coming back and they think he's going to start out here slow? It was 56-31 last time they played. 56-31.
Yeah, I had Boise in that first meeting. I remember that. And
4 TDs for our QB there. I don't know. This is a tough one.
It's just a weird line. It's a very weird line when the first meeting was 13 outs, cut by almost 9 points.
Some NFL. We've only given out one NFL pick, so let's see, maybe we can find something in here. Bucks laying 8 at home here to the Saints. I gotta say, Magic, I like the Saints. It was 8.5 the other day. At least in the Saints, I have a team, rookie quarterback, coach, definitely a team that's not in quit mode, things to play for. Tampa Bay, a veteran bunch who's, I don't know. I want to say the injuries are just finally too much for these guys. There's just too much loss of depth and talent and guys banged up. I can't believe that was at 9 at one point. I missed it. I'm saying it's Saints or nothing for me, Matt.
Yep, I agree. I totally agree with
There you go.
But Buccaneers are banged up. And honestly, like the Saints' offense is not good. We know that. But their defense is playing well. They're number 12 in defensive EPA. That's pretty darn good for a team that has already been eliminated from the playoffs. So, yeah, I like New Orleans in the spot. Divisional game. I can't lay that with Tampa Bay. There's no way I can lay that number with Tampa Bay right now, especially with Mayfield banged up as he is.
8.5 is good enough for me. We're taking the Saints in 8.5. They're going to come Marc in.
Yeah, Mayfield is one hit away. God forbid, I hope it doesn't happen, but he's one hit away from leaving the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't want it to happen. But
Bengals getting their points here from the Buffalo Bills. This is an interesting one here. 5.5, 6. 5.5. Just a flat. The book. I'm not gonna lay a 7 or a 6.5 or 7.5. I'm gonna lay a 6 here, 5.5 number. I want to take Cincinnati just based on the defense. And again, our 5.5's out here. The Buffalo defense to me is not all that great, and they give up points and yardage. Burrow looks like he's back. I mean, I know they settled for field goals. That's another one. They take 2 field goals, turn them into touchdowns, and that game is 44-10 or 12 or whatever it is. I'm leaning on the Cincy side here. Give me Cincinnati. I do not want, again, this is the same kind of thing with the Tampa Bay. Do I really want to lay this kind of points with the Bills? I know we got a guy in here. It's Josh Allen. I'm not sold on Josh Allen all that much. The guy's got 10 touchdown passes in 12 games. It's not like he's out here crushing it with 28 touchdowns and 1 interception. So they got a little hungry team here in Cincinnati who's maybe saying, you know what? Yeah. We win. We can win here. We've won on the road before.
Yep.
I think they're going to play here.
Yeah, look at numbers right now. Burrow is 20-11 as a starter, ATS, in his career as an underdog. When he is an underdog of 3 points or more, he's 18-3 against the number. 10-10 straight up. I don't trust Buffalo right now. I really don't. Like you said, like they rolled past Pittsburgh. They rolled past Pittsburgh last week, but like if you want to,
I want to show pick the 5.5 here with Cincy.
Done.
There you go.
I like
Bengals. 5.5 though. We got the Bengals at 5.5. Mar says thoughts on Duke game. Let's shift gears back to the college football. This is a Saturday game. Last game on the board. Duke, Virginia. 8 o'clock. Well, same time as the Ohio State game, so maybe not the last game. Big Ten will hold out for like 5 minutes to kick after you guys. I don't know if I want the 4.5. This was a 3. It's gone up. I'm not running to bet Duke. I mean, you're 7-5 for a reason, Mar. You're 7-5 for a reason. I can't do it. Can't do it, Matt.
Yeah,
4.5.
I need nothing with this game. So if Duke wins, it's possible that the ACC might not get a team in, which is crazy.
They should get a team in. Is it a playoff?
What's that?
Or is it invitational? If you're going to say we're going to take the champs, you got to take the champs, even if they're coming in as chumps.
Nope, that is no longer the case. Virginia probably will get in, or will they? Yeah, if they win. I don't know. Oh, it's not an automatic qualifier.
Well, we're not going to have an official one on this one here, but you see where I kind of lean here. John says Indiana and the Jags. Boy, I had the Jags last week. I thought it was a spot to take them. Lo and behold, it wasn't. I went against them, and it cost me there. Because this is a team, much like Green Bay, I don't want to be laying 5-6 points with. That's not their role. This is their role. 1 point dog, 2 point dog, pick them. Again, I think the Colts coming back to the pack after their hot start. Give me the Jaguars here. Give me the Jaguars to make some noise. We're talking about teams going to make some noise. How about this team? Possible, Trevor Lawrence?
I give them credit for bouncing back from that horrible Houston game where they got outscored 26-0 in the fourth quarter, and they won 3 rows. I'd say, good for them. This is a tough one for me.
Like, that's the thing. You see a game like that. That's the NFL this year, man. You get some clunkers, and you're like, what are you getting out of that team, right? I mean, Green Bay 16-11. We saw Denver playing a 13-11 game, and these teams are 9-2 or 9-3. And you could have a clunker.
Yeah.
Next up here, we got hope for an over in Kennesaw, says Kevin Pantera. Pantera, there we go. Seth, can we pull up a little this love in the background? What's the other one? Walk. They got right. Walk. Dun, 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 dun. The first time I let my daughter drive, she's like, "Hey, can I drive?" And that song was on. She was driving when Pantera playing. That's how I raised my 15-year-old.
Yep, I'm sure she had every clue who that was, right?
Oh yeah, she sits on a playlist, bro. That's come on. My kids listen to good music. All right. North Texas over 66.5. Western Michigan over 43.5. Madison over 46.5. Team total over 39.5 plus 155. Let's see if we can find maybe marquee action. Georgia, Bama, Indiana, Ohio State. I don't have a play on Indiana, Ohio State game. I like Ohio State. Again, didn't put it out. I mean, Indiana, you're literally playing at home. I mean, it's not your home field, but you're in Indianapolis. And I'm torn on this because last week, like a dummy, Matt, I was like, give me Ohio State laying 10. I lay 15 with them over Michigan. I ended up taking the 10 and the under with Michigan and losing instead of doing Ohio State, which is what I wanted to do from the get-go. Here's the same thing. I think Ohio State's really good. And you know what? I don't even know how good they are because they kind of just play. It's not like you've seen them pushed at all, right? But Indiana with this coach in like a home arena type, boy, it's tough. I mean, is he due to lose after 2 years in Indiana? The guy went to Oregon and won a game. That ain't no easy task. Right. He won in Oregon and says, you know what? That's probably why this is a 4.5. And it got banged up. Wasn't it a 3.5 or did it come or was it 5.5? It went down to 3. Or it went down to 4. 5.5.
It's come down. 4.5, 4 across the board now, pretty much. Yeah. I like Indiana. I like Indiana. I just like the way this. I like this way this coach is. I like how we don't know how good either team really is. Neither of them played horribly hard schedules. Indiana played number 50 schedule. Ohio State played the number 40 schedule. So neither of them were overly tested. Yes, Ohio State beat Texas week 1, big deal. But if you want to go contrarian, I mean, I think the public's going to be all over Ohio State. They are 14-4-1 against the number since they lost to Michigan last year. They're just a cover machine right now. So, I mean, I think the public's going to be all over them because of that. I think the line's going to probably go back up into the range of 5. And I can see this being a field goal game.
Anything on a total? What do you like?
Man.
I don't know either. Yeah.
That's a tough. I mean, they're projected like a 25-20 type game.
I don't even, it's funny because, some people are like, oh, I got to put out, got to bet this game. It's a Big Ten championship. I really don't love it. I don't think I'm going to play it. I really don't think I'm going to play it. I can root for either team. Georgia Bama, though. I'll tell you who I'm pulling for in this one. Can I get Georgia? Can I get Georgia 44-13 and just Alabama? I mean, Alabama's going to get in because the committee realized they forgot to put them in last year, and there's no way we get to a playoff and have the best team ever in the 2000s not be in the playoffs 2 years in a row. But this just – I am just angry with this one here. They get in either way. I think that's wrong. How are they?
I agree.
If you want to put them in, that's fine. How the hell are you putting Oklahoma in here then? How does Oklahoma find their way in? You kept Florida State out for their offense. Oklahoma's offense is putrid.
I mean, the only argument I have for
at least Vanderbilt's a nice story. They got the kid, either love or hate the kid and his mom or whatever the hell's going on over there. At least that's something they could pump up as a story. Oklahoma? Look at me my gimpy hand. I'm like, he's like the little, what was that Chris Rock movie where he's like, the potatoes are done. He's got the little mutant hands, like he puts his hands in the mashed potatoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy can't even hold the ball.
No, I agree with that. But I mean, they beat Alabama, so that's their claim right now. The only argument I have
is Florida State the 12th team in? Maybe they beat Alabama.
Right. The only argument I have for Alabama to get in, which I don't think they should, but I don't think they should be penalized for having to play an extra game. They come in as the number one seed in the SEC. If they lose, yes, they'll have 3 losses. Should they be penalized because they had to play an extra game where somebody like Oklahoma did not? You know what I mean? That's my only argument.
But why is BYU going to get penalized? The BYU shouldn't get penalized if they lose.
I agree. I agree with that. That's why I think BYU should stay right where they are and not drop, because if they lose, they should not drop because of that. Because it's an extra game that other teams didn't have to play. I mean, granted, the Big 12 was different because no other team was going to get in. But for the SEC, like, was almost had 1 loss, so they're in the whole Kiffin thing, whatever BS. But like Oklahoma, they're kind of getting rewarded for not making the SEC championship, because if they were in, they would probably get housed by Georgia. So I mean, that's my only argument for Alabama. I don't think they should get in, win or lose. Well, win, they'll get in, no doubt about it. But if they lose by 3, if they lose by 30, the committee's going to say they're going to get in because they should not have been penalized for having.
There are 12 teams.
Yeah.
You know what? There should be no movement. These 12 should be all in right now. I mean, I know they got to put in one of the G5 teams, which kind of leaves Miami on it, because Miami's in right now at the 12th spot. But you got to put one of these 12-1 teams in, whether North Texas or James Madison.
Yeah.
And who's going to get the short end? It's going to be BYU as opposed to Miami.
Yeah,
which I disagree with.
Yeah, from what I've been watching or reading or whatever, if Texas Tech takes care of business, which they should, that will push Miami up, and the BYU down, Miami up. So Miami's rooting for Tech. If BYU wins outright, Miami's done, because Tech will obviously still be in.
And you know the thing is, if BYU wins, BYU will probably move up to like. I mean, I don't know how the hell they can leapfrog Oklahoma. I mean, they're the A team. I don't even understand that. That's bizarre. But you know, they'll definitely drop Texas Tech down. Like, oh, you're Big 12, you stink. They'll move them down. They'll move them down the line. I don't know. This is a cluster.
Yeah, like Texas has no shot. It's too bad Vandy doesn't have a shot. I like this Vandy team. They played well down the stretch, and they're not going to be able to get in.
Kevin, talk about James Madison. Yeah, we talked Madison. We like Madison to go over today, 46.5. They need to run it up. They need to run up. That's why I said team total over 39.5 for them. John said, I see a message last week at Duke at home non-conference games. I did not see them. Was that for college hoops? It had to be something ridiculous. I'll have to go back and check those, John. Played the Chiefs a couple times this season. Noticed against really good wide receivers like Dallas, they get killed. Definitely can't cover. I think they win this one at home. I don't know what the motivation is. I know the motivation is that you're going to have a losing season if you don't win. But this is do I want to lay 3.5 with the Chiefs? I don't want to lay any extra half point with the Chiefs.
Nope.
The Chiefs are like Pittsburgh and Kansas City or Pittsburgh and the Ravens back in the day. Every game 23-20. That is their MO. That is how they play.
Yep, it's either Houston or nothing. With that 3.5 for sure. Like look what they did against the Colts. They didn't lead that game until they won in overtime.
Yeah. Thoughts on Dolphins laying 3? Yeah, give me the Jets, Mar. Who the hell are the Dolphins to be laying 3? Because they've won a couple in a row? You know what? Since the Jets started as bad as they have, they're, I think, on a 4-1 ATS run. They got rid of some guys, and they're winning games. Here's another team. I think the Dolphins might have a lame duck kind of coach where he might get canned in the offseason. The Jets guy is still looking to win and prove that he could coach in this league. And he had some problems. He's got his owner yelling at him because he thinks the quarterback stinks. The quarterback that the owner wanted, I guess, by the way. But so, yeah, I'm not laying with Dolphins. My Tua Tagovailoa turnover in New Jersey in December. Get out of here. Dude, he's throwing an interception. Like, just I know that he's out there gives me 2 more possessions. One of them I might take to the house. And I'm a dog in that game? No. That's a clear edge. I mean, the Dolphins might be -3, but I got a Jets +6 because that guy can throw a pick 6 like he has every single game for the last month. You know? Like, that is to me, no way Miami.
Yeah, he's been a turnover machine lately. And my numbers have the Jets favored by 1, so I don't know where this 2.5 is coming from.
Yeah, we're Jets +3 is for the show. Let's go. Jets +3.
Yep, let's do it.
Yes, Madison. Madison better run it up. I'll have to go back and check the hoops. BYU stinks. Arizona has beat them. A flag in the end zone gave them the win. Arizona now played them. Red Raiders will pound BYU. FBYU. Listen, you're not getting an argument out of me. Listen, Texas Tech beat them 29-7. It should have been like 45-7. They were like, it was like they're playing with food and like, whatever, we'll kick a field goal. We're winning. Who cares? And in all honesty, like I'm just sort of saying BYU should be there because if you're going to say, well, you can't penalize Alabama for losing in a championship game, well, then you sure as hell can't penalize BYU either.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
my point to that, Kevin. That's why. Listen, I think these guys come out here, Red Raiders, and beat them again. I think it'll be like another 40 maybe not 40-7, but 40-20. I can see them winning by 20 points. That will not shock me at all. No, but my point of BYU is that, like Matt said, oh well, we can't penalize a team for being in the championship game. You damn well know you're going to penalize these poor bastards. They're going to be knocked right out for being in a championship game. And this is why having 12, it should be 6 teams. 6. No, we're gonna bump it up to 14. Great. They wanted 2 more teams. Who are the teams being in? You think it's gonna be 12-1 James Madison and then 12-1 North Texas? Hell no. It's gonna be the 10-2 Vanderbilt team.
It's gonna be Texas.
Oregon 9-3 or whatever. You know, Texas 9-3, Michigan 9-2. Those are who the teams are going to be when they expand to 2 more teams. It's not going to be a team that's going to have 1 loss in their conference they're going to lose. No, it'll be the 6th best team in the godforsaken SEC. That's great. 6 good teams. Look at the bottom of the SEC. Let's look at the bottom of the SEC toilet bowl because that's what it is. It's terrible. I mean, look at did you see the records of the SEC teams here? Auburn 1-7, Arkansas 0-8, South Carolina 1-7, Mississippi State 1-7, Florida 2-6, Kentucky 2-6, LSU 3-5. Oh, but these are tough teams. Tough teams. How the hell are they tough? Louisville beat this team 40-0. The ACC, the lowly ACC crushed you guys 40-0. I don't know why I say I'm ranting about the SEC and you're talking about BYU. That's my point, though. You're going to get 2 more teams. It's going to be from a league that just has tomato cans at the bottom of it. Come on with this crap. Conference champs, home field, plus a bye. Is this a home field for A&M playing in Dallas? I mean, it's a Jerry's World. I mean, that's not their usual spot, but.
We talking about Tech?
Yeah, that's not what they usually play.
Yeah, I mean, it's in Texas, but BYU, their fans travel well. It's going to be probably 60-40 maybe. There'll be a lot of BYU there. It's sold out. They
got to get to Arizona in the end zone. Lose for sure. Arizona outplayed. Show is lame. This is lame. You're lame. Sorry. I mean, who are you a fan of, Kev? I'm just saying, am I cheering for BYU? I'm just saying BYU's getting a short end of the SEC stick. Kevin's got to be an SEC guy. All right, let's recap the show, the picks here today so far. We'll get out of here. We didn't even add a Saturday college game in here. That's all right. We got 3 here. North Texas over 66.5 tonight. James Madison over 46.5 tonight. Team total James Madison over 39.5. That is for plus 155. And Saturday we got Western Michigan over 43.5. NFL action. Bears plus 6.5. Saints plus 8.5. Bengals plus 5.5. Jets plus 3. There you go. And those are your free plays. Listen, if you haven't already, an hour and 12 minutes, hit the like button. Hopefully you did already. Notification bell, did you hit that for more free picks over the weekend from Chip Trimus and the Vegas Legends? And, of course, I'll be back on Money Monday with some more. I'll see where maybe college basketball, maybe Thursday NFL. We'll see what the schedule brings, like Santa coming early, delivering like a shelf on the elf. What'd I be? I'd be like a fat guy on a desk. I don't even know what I'd be. Tubby on a table. I don't even know. I'll have to think of something over the weekend. GamblersWorld.net. Matt, tell everybody what you got lined up for the weekend here, and then we'll roll on out.
I have 2 college games tonight, 3 tomorrow, 5 in the NFL on Sunday, and, of course, college hoops. Been good start to the season in college basketball. 2 games tonight, coming off a 3-0 showing on Thursday in college.
Number
hoops,
one in the money, I think, right now for college basketball.
Yep, rolling along. So it could be a big weekend. So, yeah, hop on board.
Hop on board with Matt right now. Listen, get his 30-day package because the guy is rolling pretty good. Bowls next week. Matt has it covered. 30-day, all sports included. Guaranteed to show you a profit or we credit you back. Nice and easy. All right, that's it for the show today. Appreciate everybody watching. Matt, good luck this weekend.
Viewers
as well.
Good luck, everyone.
Take it easy. Bye-bye.